Now that we've seen how Azure Active Directory is used for online identity, let's change gears and take a quick overview of the tools used to manage Office 365, and then we'll dive into how to create various online resources. Office 365 includes the familiar Office suite of applications, which can be either run directly from the web or installed locally. These can be used on PCs, tablets, and mobile devices and across all platforms. For example, Windows, Android, and iOS. An Office 365 subscription includes collaboration and teamwork services such as Exchange Online and Microsoft Teams. Office 365 applications include Outlook for email, calendaring and contacts, Word and Excel, PowerPoint for presentations, OneNote, which is a digital notebook, and the Access Database Management System, which is only available for Windows 10 PCs. Office 365 services include Exchange Online for messaging and email, SharePoint Online, which is a web-based platform where users can share documents and collaborate on work tasks, OneDrive for Business, which is a cloud storage service, Microsoft Teams, which replaces Skype for Business, which is a collaborative platform providing calls, chat, meetings, notes and attachments, and Yammer, which is an internal social network service for sharing ideas and corporate news. With Office 365, you also get security protection for identity data and business infrastructure. With Azure AD providing authentication and multi-factor authentication, BitLocker encryption on your cloud, data stored in OneDrive for Business and SharePoint Online, and Office 365 Advanced Threat Protection to protect against spam, viruses, and malware. When managing Office 365, you'll either use the Office 365 Admin Center or PowerShell. Most people prefer to use the Admin Center with its easy-to-use graphical interface. However, if you're managing lots of users, then PowerShell is much more efficient and scalable because you can automate tasks and make changes to multiple accounts at the same time. You can purchase Office 365 as a standalone subscription, which is very popular. You can also purchase Microsoft 365, which is a subscription that includes Office 365, Windows 10, and Enterprise Mobility and Security. I've signed into my portal at office.com as an administrator. I'll select the admin tile. And here we can see my Microsoft 365 Admin Center. I can see my active users and manually edit these using the interface. Throughout this course, I'll use a Microsoft 365 subscription. The Microsoft 365 Admin Center allows us to perform many administrative tasks, such as creating users and groups, purchasing additional services for my tenant, I'm reviewing the licenses in use within my subscription. We also have access to the additional admin centers available within Microsoft 365. If you manage a large organization, you'll probably need to use PowerShell, as this allows you to perform bulk operations and query data faster. PowerShell can be used to extract more detailed information from online services and can source and filter information, save and then export the data into HTML or CSV file formats. Let's see how we can use PowerShell with Office 365. Before we can do this, we'll need to carry out a few initial prerequisite steps. These include: on your technician device, you'll need to install 2 pieces of management software: the Microsoft Online Services Sign-in Assistant for IT professionals and the Windows Azure Active Directory module for Windows PowerShell. You'll then be able to successfully connect and manage Office 365 online services using PowerShell. To drop onto our demo PC and install the tools needed to manage our Office 365 using PowerShell. On my technician's PC, I've opened a browser and I'll install the Microsoft Online Services Sign-in Assistant for IT professionals from the link on screen. Select the language that you need. And then click Download. And then select the correct version of the file. I'll select 64-bit. And then click Next. And then click Run. I'll accept the license terms and install the package. And then click Finish. I'll then open an administrative PowerShell console. I prefer to work with the PowerShell ISE. I'll type ISE into search, right-click and run as an administrator. And then I need to import the Online Services PowerShell module for Microsoft Azure Active Directory and also Office 365. I'll first install the Azure AD module. I'll select the line and then click Run Selection. I'll need to select Yes to install the package. And then select Yes to all to install the module. The second task is to install the Microsoft Online Services module. I'll copy the original and then change the name to MSOnline. And then click Run Selection. And again I'll click Yes to all. And the module is installed. The reason why I refer to use the PowerShell ISE is we can see the commandlet and save them for later use. We can store our credentials in a variable by using user credential and the get credential commandlet. When we run this commandlet, we'll be prompted to provide our username and password. Next, we'll use the commandlet connect MSOL service and provide the credentials stored in the variable. Here we can see the commandlet logged on successfully. Let's retrieve a list of users to test to see if this works. I'll run the commandlet. And here we can see a list of all the users in my tenant. I'll save the file for future use.